Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Imani Shamsuddin.
And I'm Tirza Sprigella. Let's take a look at the news. On Monday, Bradley's Student Senate held a Speak Up event where students could ask questions to faculty, including President Gary Roberts, about certain issues. Here's Nicole Pfaff with more.
Hey guys, I'm Nicole Pfaff here at the Student Center Ballroom, ready to see what students have to say about the school. What things would you like to change about Bradley?
The Wi-Fi is a pretty big issue. I know a lot of people are talking about that. And something smaller, someone mentioned to me they wanted a printer in Bradley Hall, and I was like, that'd be really nice, because I'm in Bradley Hall a lot, and I'd have to run to the library or student center to print something, so I'd love to see that be changed.
Could you tell us what you guys do here at the Student Senate?
Yes, of course. So basically what this event entails is that it gives you guys, or the student body, a platform where they can kind of come together and ask questions about the current events or issues circulating our campus here at Bradley University, and it also just gives you, the opportunity to get to know the administration.
I just really want to learn what other people, the issues they see with Bradley, and what our staff is doing to help fix it. I think that's really cool to hear what our president thinks and what he's trying to initiate.
What are you hoping the students get out of today's Student Senate meeting?
Well, I hope they get their questions answered. I have no idea what questions they have, so the whole idea of this is to give the students an opportunity to ask the questions on their mind and get answers. So that's the simple answer.
There's a rumor that the next phase of the construction, Founders Circle, may be eliminated and turned into a green space. Is this correct? If not, what will occur?
It's not correct. I don't think we know the answer to that.
We heard you loud and clear, Bradley. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Nicole Pfaff.
Last Thursday, Bradley's German Culture Club held a game night. The game night was held at Bradley Hall. The night consisted of playing Labyrinth, where one must find the shortest route through the labyrinth to win. But you have to be careful because there are twists and surprises at every turn. The club also played the German version of Sorry, where one must move in a T formation rather than in a square. The night was accompanied with pizzas and dice. The club is open to anyone. It doesn't matter if you speak German or not. The president of the German Culture Club, Kaylee Spain, has more.
We keep in touch with German's culture and make sure we preserve it within Bradley. We play games, make crafts, watch movies.
If you are interested in joining German Culture Club, then be on the lookout for upcoming events on Hilltop Happenings.
Last Thursday, Bradley hosted another artist as a part of their Visual Voices lecture series. This month, we invited Janet Ballweg.
Artist Janice Ballweg presented last Thursday at the Horwitz Auditorium here at Bradley University. She talked about how she creates her pieces.
The CMYK process into screen print and do a similar kind of thing. I make the images the same way in the computer and print them out the same way. But now I coat a screen with photo emulsion and lay the image on that and expose through that and wash that out. So now I've got openings in the screen where my image is. I apply ink to those areas and then use a squeegee and push the ink through the screen to make each color layer.
Janet then told us her inspirations and how her art evolves.
So the evolution sometimes just happens on a technical basis, but it also happens in the ideas as I'm thinking about things that might be happening in my life, or I read about things. I love fiction. I'm always reading something.
Janet's artwork primarily focuses on inanimate objects. Here, she tells us why.
So for me, I'm using these inanimate objects, teacups and teapots and tables and chairs, to get you to think about this emptiness of space. And the fact that they're set up, particularly the teacups, when they're set on the table, they look like somebody's using them. So there's this implication that somebody was there or somebody's coming.
Janet is a professor at Bowling Green State University. She tells us how this impacts her work.
It makes me analyze things a lot more because I'm always talking to students about how to do things. And then I step back and think, am I doing that? Or I'm sharing what I'm doing, which just reinforces what I'm doing. So I think I got better at design because I was teaching design.
Lastly, Janet revealed in her lecture that she is an openly gay woman and how that it is represented in her work.
Some of the reason why I don't want to include people in it, because most people don't even go there. When they see the pieces, they think man and woman. They don't even think, that it could be something else, that there are other options, because people like me can come to it and put ourselves in the piece, where oftentimes we can't.
The next Visual Voices lecture will be in early April. For BUTV News, I'm Rachel Nazlowski.
Last week on Thursday night, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority hosted an event that was aimed at students for self-acceptance. From 8 to 10 p.m. in the Markin Family Student Recreation Center, students and sorority members came together in this relaxing environment to eat and congregate while appreciating each other for who they are, in the sisterhood, and just having a fun time doing it. To spread further positivity and entertainment into the event, they even made poems of what they love about their own bodies, whether it was their weight, height, or skin color. A well-known student at Bradley University has more to say about this event.
This event is about loving yourself and appreciating who you are and the body that you were gifted with. So we just wanted to get as many people as we could together just to celebrate each other.
If this event made you interested in learning or joining the sorority, contact BU, aka Epsilon, ETA at gmail.com. Kappa Delta finished off Shamrock Week with their annual 5K on Saturday. People came out and ran for a good cause. Let's take a look.
The sorority Kappa Delta finished off Shamrock Week with their annual 5K on Saturday morning. A participant could run in the full 5K for $20 or be in a smaller 1K for $10 for the people that didn't want to bear the cold.
It's basically just one of the events that we do for Shamrock Week, and it's to raise money to prevent child abuse in America.
Kappa Deltas have put on a full week of events raising money to prevent child abuse in America. The 5K wrapped up that week.
We just do a few events. We did selling Rice Krispies at the beginning of the week. We just had our mac and cheese dinner, and then this is the one that rounds off the whole week.
The proceeds that Kappa Delta has raised over the week will go to the children's home. The 5K took months to prepare, but the outcome was well deserved.
It was a good few months in advance. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of planning and delegating, but yes.
So I asked Molly, since she planned it, if she was going to partake in the 5K.
I will not be running. I'm not built to run.
So I asked another runner why he was running on such a cold day.
I'm running even though it's like really cold out here this morning because I promised my best friend that I'd run a triathlon with her this summer. And so our triathlon is Tri-Shark June 1st. And so we're training for that right now. And so I'm picking up a 5K every week, and right now here I am.
The turnout for the 5K was good for a cold, rainy day in March. Molly told me that 80% of what they make will be donated. For BUTV News, I'm Trey Gilliland.
After a brief recess, we will see what other spring break weather will look like.
And Misa Nagase will tell us what's new in entertainment. Stay tuned.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
All right, so today we have Larry on weather. It's like a throwback to last semester. Can you give us some good news?
Absolutely, I can. The weather has been much nicer lately. Today, other than the rain, it's been nice and warm. You can feel that spring has almost sprung. But back to that rain. Let's take a look at that radar for a minute. All right, so the rain's been kind of on and off all day. As you can see on the radar, the clouds have stuck around. However, the rain is moving back in as the rain moved out this morning, but again, moving back in. The rain, if you look down to our southeast, the rain is moving from our south to our north. So this rain will be moving in here shortly, so break out those umbrellas yet again. Now, if we take a look at our temperatures, as I mentioned, much, much warmer. It's finally starting to feel like March again. We've got 57 in Peoria, 59 in Chicago, and 64 in St. Louis. Now, despite that warmth, it's still felt a little chilly just because of the wind. In fact, it's been so windy, the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory for winds up to 22 miles per hour and gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So again, we're warm, but the wind is sticking around. So now if we take a look at our 5-day forecast, we're going to have another warm one tomorrow. It's going to be nice and warm, 62, but windy yet again. And then we fall back to reality this weekend, 39 on Friday, when we hover right around 40 degrees on Saturday and stay pretty cool into next week. But lucky for us, it's spring break. Now for entertainment, over to Misa Nagase.
There are heroes on and off the court for Bradley basketball. One person who has been integral to men's basketball for the past 5 years is Josiah Williams. Williams has been emceeing the home games since he graduated from Bradley in 2014. His energy, spirit, and never-ending positivity made him stick out to the many students and basketball fans. Halftime was always a blast when Josiah was at the mic. Williams emceed his last game on senior night, which took place in February. If you would still like some Josiah Williams in your life, there are still plenty of opportunities to support him. A man of many talents, Williams is a Christian rap artist, and his music is available on Spotify. In addition, he started Wrestle and Flow, in which he raps and makes videos of WWE players. Follow Wrestle and Flow on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestle and Flow. Country music has been the brunt of many jokes for years, but now country aesthetic seems to be making its way into the mainstream. The Yeehaw Agenda, named so on Twitter, describes the recent interest in cowboy fashion and culture. You may have noticed Cardi B's chaps in her remix of Blueface's Tatiana, or Solange's cowboy hat in Black Planet Takeover. As the Yeehaw Agenda is spreading, a subpart of the movement, the Black Yeehaw Agenda, is also growing in popularity. African-American folks are reclaiming the cowboy aesthetic by looking at the historical legacy of black cowboys and cowgirls. A fan of the movement or not, expect to see the Yeehaw Agenda on the rise. Serial, a podcast hosted by Sarah Koenig, went viral in 2014 due to its gripping deep dive into the murder case of Baltimore high school student Heyman Lee. Her ex-boyfriend, Adnan Syed, was arrested for the crime and has been in prison since 1999. Syed has just been denied a new trial. Many people believe in Syed's innocence, or at least think there is much more to the case than the courts should be trying to solve. As an extension to Serial, HBO released a documentary called The Case Against Adnan Syed. Although intended to bring more clarity to the case, the documentary falls flat, muddling it farther and presenting a one-sided pro-Syed narrative. If you're interested in checking out Serial, visit serialpodcast.org.
Okay, y'all, so will you guys be participating in the Yeehaw Agenda, or?
Oh, I'm definitely into it. Give me a cowgirl hat.
All right, I'm thinking next week, or 2 weeks from now. Okay, so get ready for another quick break, but don't go away just yet, because up next we have a new Campus Convos.
And what will Joey take off his bucket list? The answer may surprise you.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So good to see you guys.
So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
In recent news, HBO has released a trailer for its famous hit, Game of Thrones. Many fans across the world are ecstatic about the new season coming out next month. But are there any fans in Peoria? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Jade Sewell, and for this week's episode of Campus Convos, we're asking students how they feel about the Game of Thrones series finale trailer that came out earlier in the week. Let's hope we can find some fans. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones before?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Absolutely not.
I've seen one episode.
Yes, I watch it sometimes with like my family and stuff like that. It's kind of a family thing, keeping up with the episodes.
Who is your favorite character and why?
Denise Targaryen. She's a baller.
I'd say Jon Snow because he's just been through a whole lot of things.
Well, I think his name Drago. I like him because of his appearance. But the cool character is like Jon Snow, you know, the prince. Yeah.
We're gonna try to come up with a list of 10 words that describe it. I'll start. Dragons.
Fighting.
Virtual.
Winter is coming. We're at 5 right now.
Epic.
Snow. And one more for the win.
Monarchy.
I don't know. Thank you. Snow.
Medieval.
John. 2 more.
Virtual.
How do you feel about it being the season finale coming up?
I'm sad, but at the same time, my thoughts are that because it's the last season, it means to be really good. You know, I think Game of Thrones. I think it's had its time.
Kind of sad about it, but it has to happen, and it's just going to be really cool to see what happens with them dealing with the Night Army now.
It's sad that it's coming to an end, but you know, sometimes shows gotta come to an end when they don't have no more interesting stuff to talk about. So, yeah.
Who would you like to see sit on the Iron Throne at the end of it?
Jon Snow, for sure.
I want to say Jon Snow, but there's a feeling that I feel like Daenerys might win it.
Well, it appears that Bradley has an acute shortage of Game of Thrones fans. I know I certainly learned a lot. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Jade Sewell.
Now we have a special heartfelt edition of Joey's senior bucket list concerning the founder of the school, Lydia Moss Bradley.
Hello everyone, my name is Joey Simo, and when people say they're going to visit Lydia Moss Bradley, they often go to the statue in front of Bradley Hall. But for this week's episode of Joey's Senior Bucket List, I will be driving the Ford Focus to Springdale Cemetery, where she is actually buried. It's only about a 15-minute drive from campus, so it's not that bad. Why, you may ask? Because last Friday was International Women's Day. Let's go. Well, I found it. Lydia Moss Bradley's grave. It was quite a drive. We got lost a few times, but it was well worth it, I think. Lydia is buried with her husband, Tobias, and on the left are her kids from the Bradley family. On the right side are Lydia's parents. I am standing now behind the children of Lydia Moss Bradley, and upon further inspection of their tombstones, it's very tragic. The three of these right here were the children of Lydia, who did not even live to be 5 years old. The big one right here is her daughter Laura, who lived to be just 15 years old. It's very unfortunate none of her kids were raised or married or anything like that. Very unfortunate. Now I am standing by Lydia's parents, her father Zealy and her mother Jeanette. Her mother, surprisingly, lived to be 98 years old. That's a goal I wish to have, long life. Well, that's it for this episode of Joey's Senior Bucket List. I really enjoyed coming here to the graves and learning more about Lydia and her family. And on behalf of all students at Bradley University, I would like to personally say to Lydia, thank you for making such a wonderful institution. For BUTV News, I'm Joey Simo.
Prepare yourself for yet another commercial break.
But afterwards, you will see Larry Larson's thoughts on the most exciting Bradley sports news of the year. Don't move.
For too long, there's been too much silence. We've stepped back when we should have stepped up.
We lack the bravery to have the tough conversations.
It stops now.
It stopped with us.
As campus leaders, we recognize that sexual assault is a real problem.
And it's time to take action.
We're standing together as a community because this issue affects all of us.
And we can only end it if we are braver together.
Starting now, we don't look the other way. We make it a move and do something.
Before it's too late.
We promote a culture of respect for all students.
We say something even when it's easier to remain silent.
We stand up for survivors.
We never blame them.
We hold our friends, our leaders, our teammates,
and ourselves accountable for our actions.
And when we see something wrong, we're brave enough to interrupt. We say something.
We do something. We watch out for each other.
Always.
Being a Bradley Brave means
ending the silence.
Together, we can work to end sexual assault and rape culture in our community. Together, we can do the right thing.
Together, we can do the brave thing.
Make your move and stand with us.
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 And we can all be braver together.
So Larry, I saw you screaming in a bunch of videos on Facebook last week on the field. What happened?
Indeed, yeah, you were. I saw that as well.
Man, honestly, I can say that Sunday was a top 5 day of my life, getting to storm the court at Arch Madness for the Valley Tournament. You want to know why? Well, let's get right to it. The Bradley men's basketball team is headed back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2006. The team clinched the automatic bid Sunday after winning the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. The win didn't come without some drama, however. After scoring a record low 15 points in the first half, the Braves found themselves down 18 points in the second half. The Braves did not have a lead until this Dwayne Ladier Ogunlehe 3 gave the Braves a 1-point lead with under 4 minutes to go in the second half. Braves looking for more. Elijah Childs in the post uses the nice reverse layup to give the Braves a 5-point lead. UNI would not go away though, as MVC freshman of the year AJ Green knocks down the mid-range jumper. He had 23 points for the Panthers. 1-point game. Braves up 3 with 2.4 seconds to go. UNI needs to hit a half-court shot to tie the game. The shot is up, the shot is no good, and the Braves punch their ticket to the big dance for the first time since 2006. The title is the school's first Missouri Valley Conference championship since 1988. In the Braves' last March Madness appearance, the team took down Kansas and Pittsburgh on their way to a Sweet 16 appearance. After Sunday's victory, the champs were welcomed back to Peoria with a large party in the atrium of Renaissance Coliseum. After receiving a police escort back to the hilltop, the team entered to DJ Khalid's All We Do Is Win. Coach Brian Wardle addressed the fans, followed by seniors D'Lo, Luke Monlundy, Antoine Pittman, Luke Van Bray, and Peter Hanley. Sophomore Elijah Childs was named tournament MVP after a 16.5 rebound and 3-block performance in the title game. The Braves will find out their next destination and opponent this Sunday during the CBS Selection Show. Bradley will be hosting a Selection Sunday party at Renco. Doors open at 4 p.m. and the 1-hour show starts at 5. Now that conference play is wrapped up in men's basketball, it's playoff time for the Bradley women's team. The Braves' 10-8 record was good for the number 5 seed in the Valley Tournament. They'll match up with Illinois State in the first round on Friday in Moline. Tip-off is at 2:30. All hoops in the Heartland games will be streamed on ESPN+.
Wow. That was jam-packed. I love it, and it's exciting.
This
Campus is on fire right now, of course. Sorry, everybody, but this is our last commercial break.
Bradley's Juniper Was Goodwill will be performing in just a short while, so don't test me.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it. Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Thanks for sticking around. Well, let's see what's coming up. Bad Movie Club will be presenting Held Down on Thursday night, GCC 126. The film is about high school seniors looking for love, instead find murder in their small town when a sadistic slasher called the Leather Jacket Killer starts eliminating them. The Smith Career Center will host the Soft Skills Symposium, a 2-day conference for students and Bradley community members. The symposium will be held March 27, 28, 2019 in the Michael Student Center. A nationally recognized keynote speaker and local presenters will focus on the importance of developing soft skills. Remember, if you live in the residence halls at Bradley, such as Harper, University, Heights, Williams, or Geisert, then be aware that the residence halls will not reopen until Sunday, March 24th at 1 p.m. Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Tirza Sprigella.
I'm Larry Larson.
I'm Misa Nagase. And I'm Imani Shamsuddin. We leave you tonight with a performance from Juniper Was Good. See you in 2 weeks, Bradley. And always be brave.